Well, it was very educational because on the farm we had many different kinds of things that we grew, many kinds of animals. The winter and summer weather, the soil, the plants. It was a very, very educational period in my life. And there were many times of the year when my mother needed to help my father on the farm, and she didn't have time to take care of my brother and my sister and me inside. So on one occasion when it was necessary for her to help with the harvest, then that meant that she had to leave the three of us in the house alone. And so she said to me, "Frank, you're the big kid now, and you got to take care of the little kids." So I was 4 years old, and I was the big kid. So I was supposed to take care of my brother, who was 2 years younger, and my sister, who was a baby. I would put 4 chairs together and a chair on top, and I'd sit up there. I was the king, the big kid, and I would tell my brother and sister stories, or in one case, they asked me to read a story to them the way our father did. So I got up on the chair, and because I was a big kid and could read, they thought I could read. So I took a book and I read them a story. I couldn't read, but I read a story. My first 8 grades were in a one-room schoolhouse, and one teacher taught all 8 grades. So in this, and there were about 25 students in the schoolhouse. About 2 weeks before the 7th grade state examination, my teacher said to me, "Frank, you're a 6th grader, and you haven't studied 7th grade, but I think you've heard something about the 7th grade. Would you want to take the 7th grade examination?" And I didn't know what to say, but I finally decided to. So I studied 7th grade for 2 weeks, and took the state examination. And I passed the state examination, so I would be skipping from 6th grade to 8th grade. My parents were criticized for that because they thought that now that I'm going to be 8th grader, but I didn't study 7th grade, that I'm going to flunk out 8th grade. Well, I studied. I was a good student at the 8th grade, and instead of flunking the 8th grade examination, I had the highest marks in Grand Traverse County, which was a big surprise and pleased me very much, because I not only had the highest marks, but I got a free trip to Detroit for a week at the Michigan State Fair, which was a great experience for a farm boy. And then, if you finished 8th grade, then some students went to what they call high school. That was after 8th grade. I lived too far away from a high school, so I had to live in Traverse City during the week. After 4 years of high school, then I won a scholarship to Michigan Tech. I decided I wanted to study chemical engineering because in high school I took math. I had 4 years of math, but I also took a year of chemistry and a year of physics. And I found those so interesting that I decided I wanted to take something in college that involved chemistry and physics, and chemical engineering was, of course, top of the list. I got a scholarship to Michigan Tech, but I didn't have any money, and so the first year, when I was a freshman, I had enough money to rent a room, but I didn't have any money for food, so I had to live on canned food, cold food. So I bought spaghetti and pork and beans and other canned food. I was glad when summer came and I could come back to the farm and get something to eat. As I said, in 1938, there was about 135 in the graduating class and only 2 ladies. The college has grown. In early July 1939, I moved to Detroit and started this job. The result was the starting of a company, Air Products. During the war, Air Products had so much work to do, and there was no labor or factories available in Detroit, so the government took us to Chattanooga, Tennessee, where they had a factory and where there was labor available. After the war was over, then in the spring of 1946, we moved from Chattanooga to the Lehigh Valley. I retired in 1980 after 40 years, and I decided to stay here. The 40 years was really divided. The first 40 years, I was essentially full-time in the U.S., but then the second 20 years, second of 40, then I was involved in traveling. The purpose of establishing contacts in various countries. So that was almost full-time travel. And I traveled around the world 5 times. I think that people should try things. The fact that I was eager to travel, the fact that I was eager to try various things to eat. Don't be hesitant to try things. Don't try to live the same life all your life that you did when you were a child. Try new things, do new things, and life is interesting, but it's big if you make it big. I think life should be an adventure, not something that you do the same every day all the time.